Welcome back to Area DMG. I'm your host, Philip, the Mile High Mile Fan. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about 10 games for the Nintendo Switch that really need Nintendo Switch 2 editions. You see I'm looking at this one right here, of course. I mean, this is already getting an update. It's already getting an update, so the update's adding like HDR, 4K, additional like a little additional content via an app, just general stuff, and that's neat. But there are other games for the Nintendo Switch 1 that could really use updates for the Nintendo Switch 2. And I know that with a lot of these ones, there's going to be a little bit where some of these titles are actually going to get small upgrades to begin with, just automatically, like slightly faster loading, or maybe if they have an uncapped frame rate, that'll help. But what I'd like is something specific. Kind of like what they're doing with, like, say, The Legend of Zelda, or with Kirby in the Forgotten Land and stuff like that. I would like specific updates. And that's what this video is. Just like a real quick top 10 of games that, in no real particular order, but games that I feel could benefit from it. All games could benefit from it. I mean, all of them could benefit from being off the Nintendo Switch 1 with its 10-year-old hardware, pretty much, and on the Nintendo Switch 2 with its, 3-year-old hardware? 2 or 3? I'm not sure. I mean, we're getting games on the Nintendo Switch 2 that I think started life on the Nintendo Switch 1, development life, and then just took forever. Like that Mario Kart World, for example. I know people are like, oh, it's $80, but I'm like, I'm sure that they started development of that game after they finished Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U. So, that's been in development for I think they're charging us $10 a year. That's what they're doing. Oh, now let's move to, I think, this one. The Great Plateau Tower. The Great Plateau Tower. Tower. I'm looking forward to that not taking forever to load. I mean, look at this. This is still pretty quick, because I'm running it off of the internal memory of the Nintendo Switch. But it could be faster. Yeah. And it could look, 4K HDRE. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, there it is. You know what I never understood? Why Nintendo didn't let them put, Link and Samus in Fortnite. I mean, he's already... Oh, no! No. Oh, no. Oh, let's get this. Thank you. Yay, got my star fragment. And let's get back up to here. Boop. But yeah, now that I've got my star fragment, let's move on to the rest of the games on this list, or the first game on this list. First on the list is Metroid Prime Remastered. Now, this particular game, we are getting Metroid Prime 4, a Nintendo Switch 2 edition, but the one on Metroid Prime, the original one, on the Nintendo Switch, could also use a little bit of upgrades. Specifically, we want them to, it would be really, really nice if they added the mouse control to this as well. I mean, it's already amazing looking. in terms of that, but better loading time, better frame rate, even better frame rate. Like, there's some stuff that they could add to this, like 120 hertz, 120 frame rate, 1440p or 4K, just some general extra sprucing up would be. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. Yeah, we'll save. I mean, there aren't very many real problems with this one. It is gorgeous for a Nintendo Switch game, and it could just use a little bit of additional, a little bit of additional polish. 120 hertz, and wait. I remember how do I I forgot how to oh, there we go. But yeah, it could definitely use just a little bit extra polish and mouse controls. I'm just kind of like randomly jumping around here just to show it off, because this is a great looking game to begin with on the Nintendo Switch, and just generally improving its frame rate, adding mouse control, and yeah. Oh, that upgrading the audio to be even more 3D, like that 3D audio. I really want that. So I want mouse control, I want 3D audio, and I want it upscaled or upgrade to 4K at 120 frames per second. I really do think they could do it, and I would appreciate it. I know we all would. Next on the list is Animal Crossing New Horizons. This is one that could really use a nice update with Nintendo Switch 2. Specifically, there's a couple things that need to be addressed. One of those is what you're looking at right here. Oh my gosh, these load times are putting me to sleep. Oh, this cozy game should not have this much loading. Anyways, there we go. And that's not even like, that's because I accessed this earlier today. If they're uploading, or if they're loading up the little thing with Isabelle at the beginning of it, yeah, it would have, oh boy, it would take even more time. Yeah, any minute now. I hear you on that. Now, I think that by the nature of the better loading, like the better storage, and the increased performance, we're already going to see those loading times cut. And we're also going to see a little bit better performance when it comes to, well, frame rate. This game has some, if you will, issues when it comes to frame rate. It's generally consistent, but then, like, if you notice here, there is some very visible stutter. So the ability to have this run at 60 frames per second at least in an upscaled 1440 or even a 4K with better loading times is automatically a win. If they wanted to make it even better, though, they could add a couple more items and maybe a villager or two. Just a little bit extra. They don't have to, because I feel like Animal Crossing New Horizons and its DLC work well enough by themselves. They just need more stuff, if you will. Specifically, cutting these loading times. See, check it out. Here's a loading time. Oh, the loading time. And we're going to go into another thing here. Do we see another loading time? Yep. Loading time. And let's leave from there. You see that right there? Look at that loading time. That should just be seamless. It should go pew whoop. Yeah. Generally, the loading times are really what this game needs help with. The resolution is fine. I mean, they'll likely, there is an upscaling thing to it with software from the Nintendo Switch. Most stuff does that. Just maybe a little bit more content. They don't have to add more content, but it'd be nice if they did. And then I would say something that would kind of really benefit it is the stable frame rate and much shorter load times. That's really it. That's really what we want. I mean, it would be nice to get, like, say, that Desert Island game that they had in Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival, and then as an additional part of Welcome Amiibo on the Nintendo 3DS. Those would be welcome additions, if you will. But it would be best if, like, I mean, I would like more content, but just the fix for these loading times would make this an immensely better game. Anywho, that's why I think they need to at least fix with the Nintendo Switch 2 on Animal Crossing. And let's move on to the next game. Okay. Hear me out. Atari 50th Anniversary Collection could use a Nintendo Switch 2 edition update. I know. You're like, wait, what? What do you mean? No, okay, so you could add even more games to it, but I think the fun part would be mouse controls. Like the mouse controls and stuff on there with like the left or right Joy-Cons. This is going to sound terrible, but think about like two-player Pong where you both set down your the Joy-Con 2s and you're just using them on like a mouse pad, like boom, 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 boom. Yeah. Or in games like like Centipede, for example. Yeah. Which had like trackballs. Or games or Black Widow, I think that one also had a I'm thinking for games that had knobs, just that back and forth with the mouse control would be great. Also, upgrading these even, I mean, come on, just do it. It would be funny. It would be really funny. People are like, I'm gonna play Adventure 2. And it'll be, imagine this, but in 4K native. Okay, sorry. I mean, seriously. Okay. Okay, let's start. Where are my controls? Book, move up. Okay, cool. Start. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah. You can show off the power of the Nintendo Switch 2 with this in brilliant 4K HDR. 120 hertz. That dragon in 120 hertz. Trying to get you. Yes. You can be like, look at my 4K dot. No. Leave me alone, Dragon. No! Ooh, it almost got me. I need the sword. I need my sword. Boop. Imagine controlling your little dot with a mouse control. You think I'm joking. You probably think I'm joking, but I'm not. I legitimately am not joking. That would be fun and hilarious. Also, they could add a little bit more content, and they could upscale Video is a little bit there in there. But yeah, think about the lush, deep HDR that this game would bring to the table. Behold the power of the Nintendo Switch 2. Behold. Oh no. Yeah, let's move on to the next game. I think that another game that could use a Nintendo Switch 2 upgrade is the Cowabunga Collection. Yeah, I mean, mainly we're going to focus on this. See, local play? Local play requires everyone to either own the game or be on, like, you're just playing, like, multiplayer on your screen. But the ability to have download play in local play, where not everyone has the game, that type of download play would be great for this game. One, it would help with the sales of it as well, because I mean, people should automatically have this one, but if they don't, it'll give people who don't have it a reason to check it out, because you can do local download play, and that would be fantastic. Now, if they could get the download play thing to work with it online, where you could literally be like, hey, everyone, one person has the game, everyone else pops in, that'd be great. And of course, 120 frames per second, in boosted performance, 4K, etc., that's all nice. But generally, I really just want them to upgrade it and use the download play. That. Download play. Yeah. Next game. This might be a controversial pick. Not really. But what I'd really like is, well, I'd like a Switch 2 update to Picross E. Like Picross S Plus. Yeah. I mean, slowly but surely I've been working my way through these. I mean, I've got a little bit left in there. What I do is, every couple months or something, I upgrade to the next, to the next thing once I've gotten through enough of these puzzles on here. But what I really want them to add to this, well, aside from like the 4K support or whatever, just mouse controls. I really just want them to add the mouse controls to it. I want to be able to be like, yup, and then select my stuff with the mouse. Sure, let's use the hint roulette. I don't mind. Oh yes, and the ability to share, like with this, like for example, the ability to let's see here. That's gonna be any of those. Is that a 1? That's a 1. That's obviously a 2. There's a 3 here. So is that my 3? Nope. Could have been though. I'm thinking with the laws of symmetry that would be that. Yeah, there we go. That's that. Anyways, I would like to see mouse control on Picross. It'd be nice to go to edit these things, and instead of these things or the touchscreen, just be like, yep. Oh, I mean, if they want to go above and beyond, they could add the ability to make your own Picross puzzles, but I don't expect them to. I just want mouse controls on Picross S Plus. That's it. I am a very simple human. I just want mouse controls on my Picross game. Thank you. Etrian Odyssey 1, 2, and 3 HD. And maybe we'll get like 4 or 5 in Nexus as well. That would be nice. And why would it be nice on the Nintendo Switch 2? Well, it would be nice on the Nintendo Switch 2 for the main reason of, well, adding mouse controls. Let's go into the game here real quick. Yay! Yeah. The artwork is already fine, right? You go into this game, everything in it's fine. I think the artwork would definitely benefit from having like that HDR. Yeah, the HDR upgrade. Whew. Because there's not really any problems with, like, there's no real problems with loading or whatnot. But, ooh, jeepers. The ability to do your main movement with the first controller and then use the mouse controls to build your map, instead of, like, going through here and all that, would be fantastic. Yeah? I think that would be pretty good. Like, you got your main controls here and then mouse controls, but also 4K, HDR. Just, I think they could make this game really, really pop in terms of how it looks. Like, the upscaled 4K assets, the, yeah. Everything about that sounds good to me. But yeah, just, mouse controls, HDR, even, like, the 3D sound stuff, just beautiful. I'm looking forward to playing this one on there. I just wish it had additional mouse controls and of course HDR. Definitely. Oof, just and then they just need to port 4 or 5 and Nexus. But yeah. So Etrian Odyssey 1, 2, and 3, that's on my list. And it should be on yours too. The next one on my list is Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. Now, what surprises me about this is, well, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze is already pretty much perfect. But I think that what they could do with it is add, yeah, we'll do this in single player. What they could do is add, you know, a little bit of upscaling, you know, 1440p, etc., or 4K, and 120 hertz, you know, 120 frames per second, and just slightly faster loading. I don't think we'd get, like, new levels or other content like that, but I think it really wouldn't hurt this game to have 120 frames per second. And less loading. Like, that should be, boom, off the bat. I mean, Tropical Freeze, yo. It would look so good with HDR support and all that. You know, slight upscale, some HDR support. Yeah. And just your general, yeah. Woo-hoo-wee. Yeah, I'm thinking we need a little bit of that wonderful, yeah, 120 frames per second, and just some general updates. Yeah, I mean, it already runs really well, looks great, and does, you know, what you expect it to. But I think 120 frames per second, 4K. That's it. That's all I want. Thank you. That's what I want from Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. And Donkey Kong Country Returns as well. So, the next game on this list is another Code Recollection. Specifically, what I would really, really like them to do is give this game more. Like, I know that there's like a port of the original game and a port of the Wii game, and they upgraded them, etc. They look good. I mean, another Code could really be Nintendo's answer to stuff like what is that? That weird little that one game that like Square likes to put out. I forgot the name of it. The one with like the time things or whatever. But nah, this game could really use a little bit of upgrades to the image quality, mouse controls for selecting items, and a little bit more content. What I'd really like is a more stable frame rate, a bit more, story, like some type of epilogue would be nice. Heck, if they wanted to bring everyone back for it, they could make a Switch 2 version of this that had like full voice acting. That would be quite neat. If mustard and hot sauce are growing on you, you should probably get that checked. Oh no. Ah, goodness. But yeah, I think 3D spatial sound, better loading, improved and sharper image quality, and then maybe some kind of epilogue would be perfect. I mean, let's be very honest about this game. This is an underappreciated title. A lot of people were like, rah, 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 about it. I'm like, why? Why are you doing it? This and ARMS were like some of the more interesting stuff Nintendo put out, and nobody paid attention to ARMS or this game. ARMS at least is getting a Nintendo Switch 2 update, right? This could use it too. I mean, it really could use, 1080p in handheld, better frame rate, 4K in docked, and then I really want extra content, okay? That would be great. That would just be great. Also, can we talk a little bit about how like the device the main character's using is kind of already a Nintendo Switch 2? I mean, it doesn't have the detachable Joy-Cons, but it kind of already is. Like, let's take a look at it real quick. Yeah. Let's take a look at this. Let's investigate it. Boop. Boop. Yeah, this is the Nintendo Switch 2 Lite. Get it? Yeah. Look, there's a camera in it. That's pretty funny. But yeah. And yeah, let's see. There's no buttons on the top. Well, kind of. They could use that. But yeah. What if they did this, updated this thing to actually look like a Nintendo Switch 2? Or what I really expect it to be, like the Nintendo Switch Lite 2. But yeah, I really kind of feel that this game needs people to love it. It needs people to appreciate what it does and what it can do. It's a great little franchise, only 2 games in it, but if the Famicom Detective Club can get a 3rd game, I think another code could. Especially because this open, like, do a Nintendo Switch 2 version edition of this, add some extra content in there, and then tie it into Last Window and those ones, Yeah, tie it into that other game series that we'd like them to revisit from Sing. Please. This game, it deserves it. It's a nice game. It just needed a little bit of help in some areas, like especially image quality. I mean, it's not as bad as, say, the Pokemon games in terms of image quality, but oh goodness, it could use a little bit of help. Just a little. Ashley. Oh. Yeah, he wants me to advance the plot a little. But yeah, you should advance the plot, and they should really add more stuff to this game, like an epilogue, new content, better image quality, and maybe a sequel. I'd be up for it. Next on my list is something that, honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if there was already a version of this that's updated for the Nintendo Switch 2. This is the Touryst, and let me show you this game real quick. This game looks like this, right? I mean, this game is spectacular, even on the Nintendo Switch 1, right? The thing about the Nintendo Switch 2, though, and I think this would be kind of hilarious, the Touryst on Series X and PlayStation 5 can support up to, if I remember correctly, 8K, 120 frames per second. Yeah, it's like ridiculous. So why not update this for the Nintendo Switch 2, make it 4K, 120 frames per second, and then maybe add like the ability to add in ray tracing or something, right? Like more stuff, like, yeah, just go all out with this. There's really no problems with loading or anything. I mean, this thing is amazingly optimized. And if you know, you know. Like, this is an amazing little voxel game. On the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, it can do, like, if I remember correctly, it can do like 120 hertz, 120 frames per second, 4K, all that stuff. And that's what we want. We want that. We want that for the Nintendo Switch. Doesn't have to be 8K, but 120 hertz, yeah. There's not much else. I mean, there's the improved HD rumble and the improved music stuff, but generally, yeah, 120 hertz 1080p in handheld, and 120 hertz or frame rate 4K in dock. Perfect. Do it. And this company here, Shinen, they already have like a fast game coming out for the Nintendo Switch 2, and that looks amazing. The one they made for the Nintendo Switch, fast, whatever for it, like Fast RMX, amazing. Still looks good to this day on the Nintendo Switch. They are absolute wizards, and I can't wait to see what they do with the Nintendo Switch 2. But I want them to go back here to the Touryst and upgrade it. Please! I'm just asking really nicely. At the very end of this list, I think this game obviously needs some help on the Nintendo Switch 2. Yeah, I mean, you knew it, right? I mean, Xenoblade Chronicles, there's Xenoblade Chronicles, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, 3, and X. All of them are on the Nintendo Switch. All of them are pretty good, but they could use some help in the IQ department, image quality department. Yeah. Okay.
Bring it on.
Oh wait. Yeah. Yeah, it really could use that. Oh gosh, it's so loud. Well, once we beat these things up, we're gonna talk again after we beat these things up.
That was wonderful, Rex.
Really? I'll try even harder for the next one. Just you wait.
Okay, let me lower the volume of the game audio for a moment. There we go. Yeah, here's a system. Here's a game that needs some help in the image quality department. It needs better frames. Woo! Yay! It needs better loading. It just needs help. Especially image quality wise. Poor thing. But yeah, most of the other ones, like Xenoblade Chronicles HD or Deluxe Edition, Xenoblade Chronicles X, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3, don't need as much image quality help, but they could use it. Xenoblade Chronicles, though, too, especially. Oh, this poor thing. Look at these. Look. Ah! It so needs help. And we all know it too, especially in handheld mode. Just like fix the frame rate, fix the graphics, like fix that horrible blurriness. Just do it. It needs it. Yeah. And honestly, when I was making this list, this was like, the Xenoblade Chronicle games are the #1 thing that I think needs help. They don't need mouse control, they need performance updates. We know Xenoblade Chronicles X has a 60 frames per second mode. Let's get that implemented, okay? Same with these other games, you just fix them up graphically. Otherwise, they're fine. They don't have to add anything to it like that, just fix up the performance. That's all I ask of you. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this list. If there's games on here that you disagree with, let me know in the comments below. If there's games in here that you're like, if there's games that weren't in here and you're like, oh, that should have been in there, let me know in the comments below. And yeah, until next video comes out, you are now caught up.
Morning, Maya.